Sometimes even buying a dress, like you think, oh, what can it possibly hurt me?
Right.
But usually what are the claims that we've seen is like, sometimes they manufacture the clothes, they forgot to take the pin, the needles.
Hello， 欢迎回到虾米视频的温村生活 dayinvan。今天呢，我们来到了 Park Georgia Insurance， 想要请问他们有关一些商业保险的问题。那这边呢有非常多有关 insurance 的专业顾问，所以一起去问他们吧。走。So Stanley, how does one get started as a commercial insurance broker?
Well, actually, I didn't really start off as a commercial insurance broker myself. I started off as an auto plan insurance agent.
Oh.
And over the years, what I found out is that I personally really enjoyed the different products in the insurance field. So I kind of grew outside the auto plan business, and then eventually become more specialized on business insurance, which nowadays we call it a commercial insurance. Yes.
I see.
Yes. So basically, over the years, what I did was I studied more. I took CAPE 2, 3, and eventually got my CAPE designation. And that's generally what is expected of a commercial insurance agent. And of course, for those who is interested to further the skills more, there's other destinations that they can also take on, like CFA, and also CRM.
That's good to know. So what are some of the cons and pros for this career?
The pros obviously is the money, because a lot of the insurance agent, they make both salary and commissions.
Right.
And so the more you work, the more you get paid, obviously.
The best pros will be the less you work, the more money you get.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, the satisfaction is also to help people too. And that's where I think a lot of people around us, like your families, your friends.
Right, everybody needs them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So being in the field, they notice that, hey, you in the field, they will come to you.
Yes.
And so yes, you be a great asset to all people around you.
For sure, it's that insurance friend, it's that doctor friend and lawyer friend, right? You're one of the essentials.
Exactly. And and the other pros are like, yourself, like, even for a car, sometimes you get in accidents, you know how to deal with things. Right. And those, I mean, my personally, I got probably into like 3 accidents over my 10 years of driving on the road. And every time I got into an accident, I was pretty calm.
Yeah.
And the other driver was like, hey, how can you be so calm about this? So yes, that's really helped out a lot too.
For sure.
As for the cons, I think it depends on how you look at it, right? For sure, there's a component of continuous learning because every year we do have to able to provide like 8 CE credits, so that to show that we actually did improve or continuously learn the industry's like changes, and also sometimes customer got into that claim in the middle of the night or even like during the day. We have to help them out, right? Especially not a lot of people face this kind of situation, and they usually are at loss.
Right.
So you have to be there for them.
So we spoke to one of the personal insurance broker before. How is personal insurance differ from commercial insurance?
Generally, when we talk about commercial insurance, we are referring to operations that's related to like businesses, such as like a repair shop.
Right.
Or it could be as small as even a tutoring service.
Okay.
Like some people may have like a tutoring service from their home.
Right.
Even though the operation may be small, like 2 students, generally they should consider getting a commercial insurance.
Okay.
Especially with when you talk about personal insurance, when they're aware that you do have some form of business activities involved at the home, they will say, hey, do you have business insurance for that? Because if you don't, chances are they may decide not to offer insurance. Or like celebrities, even though they don't do any business activities at the home, by the fact that they are a celebrity, anything they say and that they outspoken about could affect the home insurance. Hence, they should consider also getting a commercial insurance on the side.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yes.
So what are some of the main coverages that a business should consider having?
So recent years, we have been hearing a lot of news about cyber attacks. So cyber insurance will be one of them.
Oh.
And then other times, we will also hear about, companies lost a lot of the money from employees stealing the assets.
Oh,
so that's crime insurance. I think last year, or even right now in the court, I think the hospitals, BC Hospital, they lost quite a bit of money to employees stealing the funds. So that's under crime insurance.
That is so interesting because I thought if it's a crime, people don't need insurance to have your justice. But there's actually insurance for that. That is so interesting.
Yes, because crime is not committed by the employer themselves, it's the employee, which sometimes they cannot oversee every aspect of their operations, right? And we have a client, they wrote a check to the vendor who they thought they were paying.
Yes.
Somehow that check ended up on the hands of another party.
Oh.
And they altered the check. Even though they came to us, they didn't ask for the crime insurance, but when we get the insurance, we bundle it. Usually there's maybe a small component of crime coverage provided.
Right.
And yes, in that situations, coverage is offered.
Okay. And for besides the cyber part, for a retail space, there must be a lot to cover too.
Retail, we will be looking at liabilities because people coming into your store, slip and fall, or the product that you sell, what we call product liabilities. Sometimes even buying a dress, you think, oh, what can it possibly hurt me?
Right.
But usually what are the claims that we've seen is sometimes they manufacture the clothes, they forgot to take the pin, the needles.
Oh, that can hurt the customer.
Exactly, when they put it on, that's bodily injury. Right? And then other instances which we often hear about, the product's made of lead, silica, and those are the things that could be harmful to the body. And having a product liability included, at least then, if there's a claim that's against you, hey, I can refer this to my insurance agent.
Yeah, that's exactly what insurance are for, right? It's
Yes.
for the unexpected.
Yes, but being that said though, sometimes the insurance do come with certain exclusions, just like, usually I know that silica and lead will be excluded unless it's something discussed with the insurance agent, say, I want to make sure that it's there.
Okay.
So
Fair.
just let you know, fair enough. Yeah. And then other insurance that client could consider is director and officers, because nowadays a lot of businesses involve a lot of capital. So usually with new startup company, young entrepreneurs, they may not be able to come up with that kind of money themselves. So they may gather a lot of family members, outsider to come up with the funds.
Yes.
So with that being said, different expectation is in place. And sometimes, the business do not come to fruitful as they thought it would be. Then there's going to be conflicts, within the family or even the business itself. So having a director and officer insurance could greatly help to protect those in charge of the business.
Wow.
Yes.
You really have everything covered.
There's quite a bit of coverages that we do offer at Park Georgia Insurance, and we have, you name it. We have insurance private schools, many churches, and we also insure many of the non-profit organizations. So we are not just your regular retail shop commercial insurance. We actually do quite a bit.
So the next question I have is actually for my friends and family, because I do know a lot of people who have small startups or online businesses. What are some of the considerations they should have before buying commercial insurance?
Well, one of the things is they do need to make sure they plan the business well. So meaning they don't just say, oh, I want to start a restaurant and they just going to hire people. No, they really need to think about what if something do not come as they thought it would be. What happened if they couldn't hire the right people? What happened if the business is not doing well? All those factors they should consider, because for our side of the business insurance, there's something that we do not like to see will be the morale risk. When business don't do well, there's a concern that the owner of the business may try to invoke the insurance company to pay. So they will, maybe decide to burn their business or wherever, right? That's why that we do want to make sure that new start company do have a good, thought out plans for the business, and they don't change their business plan like once every 2 months. No, what they should do is they should think about things that if something were to happen, how do they tackle and overcome those milestones? I mean, for insurance, we actually do not discourage our client to make claims. If they have claims, they have loss, yes, please do make them. The only difference is that we want to make sure that our clients know how to handle those claims well and be reasonable. So we have a lot of clients that they have claims, and sometimes they may make mistakes in those how they report those claims to us. That's fine, right? As long as we understand the reasoning behind it, and they have given us that well-thought plans why they did it, then we will try our best to help them out in those claim situations.
Okay. 今天很高兴请到来自 Park Georgia 的 Commercial Insurance Advisor Stanley 来跟大家讲了很多有关商业保险该注意的事情，非常的感谢你 ，Thank you so very much.
It's also my pleasure to have you to come here.
谢谢大家的收看，也请大家记得要订阅、转发，然后开启你的小铃铛。然后如果有任何意见呢，当然都欢迎你们可以留在留言里面，有问题是可以发问的。那当然在这里要非常感谢我们所有的赞助商，欢迎所有的观众朋友们联系我们。如果你有想要看的题目啊，或想要跟我们合作的话，都欢迎你们跟我们说喽。再次感谢大家，我们下次见喽，拜拜。